What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a minute. I've been having issues with my computer, my setup, and just been busy with life and work and whatnot. So yeah, I mean, this is the video. Um, I've been trying to figure out content while I've been away, and I've been messing with ChatGPT a lot. And what I did was that I had a really bad game the other night, and then I wanted to figure out how am I going to get better if I keep playing, if I keep getting out hit by people better than me. How am I going to get better at this game? And I watched countless YouTube videos, countless TikTok videos, whatever. So I'm like, let me go to ChatGPT, and I think the answers may surprise you. They may not surprise you. Before we get into it, let's you know the drill. Like and subscribe. I'm going to be doing more of these types of videos with ChatGPT and AI because I've come across a lot of interesting stuff. But without further ado, so the first question I asked was, why do I seem to be so unlucky in MLB The Show? And ChatGPT responded, that's a good question. And trust me, you're not alone in feeling that way. MLB The Show can feel brutal sometimes because it mixes real baseball randomness, we know that, with game mechanics that feel out of your control, which 100% it is. Here are some reasons why you might feel unlucky and some insight on what you can do about it. So baseball has randomness built in. Even real pros hit line drives right at fielders, which is true. In MLB The Show, perfect swings can still result in outs. That's realistic, but it can feel unfair, which it does. Tip, focus on consistent good contact over time. The results may even out. So what I feel like, what it's like for me, I mean, just obviously many of us know this. I don't have to, tell you guys, but I will have a game where I'm going to have many, many perfects, and I'm going to get a lot of outs. And sure, connection plays a part into it. But also, I feel like, the Frosties of the world get as many perfects as anybody. And sure, he probably gets line outs too. But the fact that he probably hits perfects more than anybody else on the planet makes him the best player in the world. So, yes, it is unfair, but, I feel like there is a reasoning behind it. So we'll continue over. I'll just let let that happen to it, because what you're going to see in practice is also going to be relevant to what we're doing here. So bad PCI placement or timing without realizing it. Sometimes you think you squared it up, but the PCI was slightly off or your timing was a tad early late. This makes perfect hits less frequent. Tip, use replays or swing feedback. If you don't use swing feedback, you absolutely must. I mean, I don't know anyone who doesn't, but if you don't, you must look at your feedback. Get picky about your PCI placement, which is true, which is valid. Practice on custom BP, batting practice, to refine your muscle memory. Yeah, this is getting picky about your PCI is what makes me better than my bad days, if that makes sense. When I'm looking for a specific pitch, I don't go chasing and expand the zone. And then once a player knows that I'm chasing pitches that I can't hit, he's just going to keep spamming it, and I might hit it once or twice, but I'm definitely not going to crush it as much as I would be if I was picking my spots. So playing above your skill bracket, number 3, ranked seasons match you with tougher players. If you're getting unlucky and facing great pitchers, it compounds the frustration, which is 100% true. Play unranked or events sometimes to recalibrate and build confidence. I would suggest playing events only because you're getting the quote-unquote game speed, you're getting the online feel, and there's not much pressure behind the game. You're kind of just playing, to play competitively, but it's not overly sweaty. Sure, you might run into some sweats, but it's not going to be as bad as if you're in playing ranked and you have to wait a while for an opponent, and sometimes your rating is going to go up to a rating pool that you're not really used to playing against, and you're going to meet up against an opponent that's just going to smoke you, and that's just kind of what it is. Moving on. Relying too much on RNG cards. Low contact power hitters. See, I don't know how I feel about this, but I'll read it anyway. Power only hitters with bad vision make you more dependent on perfect swings, which is true, so more bad luck. Mix in players with high contact and vision ratings. They produce more forgiving outcomes. This is true. Power is the meta in MLB The Show, so you do want guys that will, have a lot of pop on the bat, and I can't lie. I mean, obviously we all have bad PCI swings, with power hitters, and they result in those crazy home runs that you never expect. But I understand what they're trying to say. If your PCI is not always on point, the low contact hitters may get you those little blue base hits, and just start to build confidence. Sometimes you just need to see a ball drop. Tilting and forcing swings. I was just talking about this. Bad luck can make you chase pitches or swing early. It's a vicious cycle. Very true. Tip, take a breath. Take more pitches. True. Work counts. Forcing the pitcher to throw strikes helps you control outcomes. This is true. You want to control the at-bat, from my experience. I'm not a top player. I'm 929. That's my highest rating so far this year. I'm trying to get to 1,000, but 929 is the highest. But, for what it's worth, just based off what ChatGPT is telling me, and my experience, it is a vicious cycle. And when you take a breath, it doesn't hurt to pause the game if you're feeling a little nervous, and just pause it for like 10 seconds just to get a deep breath in, shake off the nerves, and then you get right back into the count and you're ready to hit. It works for me, not all the time, but I do feel it working for me. Yeah, and bad luck can definitely make you, like when you're getting those perfect outs and you just feel like nothing you do is right, you kind of lose what you were doing. You don't want to lose your approach. You want to keep not pressing, but you want to keep up what you're doing. A good mindset. MLB The Show, luck evens out over a lot of at-bats. Think like a real player. One tough game doesn't define you, which is very true. If you have a bad game, it's really not that big of a deal. Work on process over results. Good swing decisions. This is very important. Plus good PCI, almost as important. And good timing, which I think is the most important. But, there's a big debate between good PCI and good timing. Which all this equals more wins in the long run, which is true. And then it asked me if he wants me to set a lineup, but I didn't really go for that. So I asked it another question. I play ranked, trying to get better on Hall of Fame difficulty. Seems like every player I play against is so much better than me at hitting. So they responded, got it. That's super relatable. I don't know how, but okay. Hall of Fame is a huge jump, which is true, because pitch speeds are faster and the PCI is smaller. So flaws in timing and PCI placement get exposed fast. Yes, correct. The reason it feels like everyone else is playing is better is partly that you're seeing players who put in a ton of reps. Hall of Fame is where the skill gap really shows, which is true. And I think maybe what it was trying to say is put in a ton of reps on Hall of Fame, but that's how I interpreted it. Here's how you can actually close the gap. Master the timing. Hall of Fame fastballs come in hot. If you're late on fastballs or early on off-speed, it's over, which is true. I mean, obviously, timing is everything in baseball. Go into custom practice. I've seen a lot of streamers and YouTubers say this. Go into custom practice, pick a tough pitcher, throw nothing but high inside fastballs and sliders away. Not many people say sliders away, but there might be a reason to that. Train your eyes to pick up speed and spin. Use legend in practice mode if you could handle it. It'll make Hall of Fame feel slower, which is true, but the thing I disagree with most is that you want to be comfortable and know the timing of Hall of Fame before you get to Legend. That's just how I feel. I feel like you want to master Hall of Fame before you get to Legend. I think if you get to Legend, or rather if you practice on Legend and then play on Hall of Fame, your timing is going to be all over the place. So I would, if you're going to do batting practice, do it on Hall of Fame. Legend will help, but I think you want to start with Hall of Fame. Shrink your strike zone. Good players in Hall of Fame don't swing at junk. They punt their pitch, which we were mentioning before. If you're chasing borderline pitches, you're feeding their game plan. What to do? Force yourself to take pitches. Yes, correct. Do this. Even if it means striking out looking in practice. Develop a mental approach. Sit dead red fastball. Adjust to off speed only when you have 2 strikes, which I do this when I'm trying to lock in, and I could promise you it does help. Tighten PCI movement. This is huge. Your PCI should be calm and minimal. Many players overcorrect and jerk it around. Hey, yo, what to do? Pick a PCI style you see best. I like the basic wedge. Okay, ChatGPT. Maybe ChatGPT is actually playing, and when you're playing against someone's cracked, it's ChatGPT, and they just recognize every pitch. Keep your thumb rested lightly so you can flick, not drag. Yes and no. You may have to drag to certain spots of the zone, but generally, if you're going to be a good hitter, you want to not be slamming your PCI, because when there's a pitch being hung over the plate, you don't want to miss it, because then you're going to hate yourself for it. Practice micro adjustments. The smaller the movement, the more barrels you'll find. Yes, this is what we were just saying. Use balanced hitters. On Hall of Fame, vision and contact matter than raw power. I mean, I say this all the time, but I think if you're not an elite player, like a top percent of players, you need contact and vision. Cards with high contact and good swing animations give you margin for error. Yes, margin for error. Players like Etrio. Imagine that we actually had Etrio. Boggs and Jeter types if you have them. Boggs is a big yes. Jeter even a bigger yes. And Jeter, actually, his swing is actually correct. Switch headers help you avoid bad matchups too, which is true because, if you meet someone, if you're righty-righty and they're spamming sliders against you, good luck. Stay calm under frustration. I'm an emotional player, so I get frustrated very quickly. But it's a give and take type of ordeal. But anyway, a 3-21 game, I'm not sure what that meant, can tilt you hard. Then you swing at garbage and feel unlucky. Well, I just feel terrible after, but yes. Good players don't give away outs. This is true. What to do? If you feel yourself tilting, pause, take a break. I was saying this before. Take a breather. Reset your eyes between pitches. Literally look away from the screen for 1 second to refocus. I like to definitely look away from the screen, but also kind of just maybe when I pause, maybe rub my eyes to readjust. Key mindset for ranked on Hall of Fame. One mistake pitch or one bad swing can change the game. Win the mental game. Force your opponent to throw in the zone. This is true. I from the other side of it, when I'm trying to get a guy to nibble at my pitches and he won't, he's got me figured out already because he knows I'm going to try to nibble and he sees anything that's close, he's just going to take. And then he's going to see eventually when I throw him a strike and he's going to crush it. This is my experience, at least in the Hall of Fame. Even the best hitters don't hit everything. They punish mistakes. Be that guy. Yes, definitely be that guy. Punish the mistakes. Okay, so then I said, thank you. How do you suggest I get better at training my eye to hit better in MLB The Show? Now, this is where I think it gets really, really interesting because I never seen many streamers or YouTubers talk about some of the things. Maybe I just didn't look hard enough. But the things Chat GPT tells me, I find very helpful. And I haven't practiced it yet, but I'm going to. Awesome. This is a great question because training your eye is honestly the biggest leap you can make to hang on Hall of Fame. The players who never swing at balls are the hardest to beat. So here's how to build that discipline like a real pro. The number one goal, learn what you can actually hit. This is so important. Not every strike is your pitch, which is true. You can't, unless you're Frosty or whoever, I don't even know if Frosty could hit. He probably can. Every single pitch, every pitch sequence and anything that's in the zone, I'm sure he could hit. But we're all not Frosty, right? But if you want to get better, this is very important. Pick a zone you're hunting. Example, early in the count, only swing at pitches middle or middle in that you can drive. Let corner strikes go until you have 2 strikes. Good players shrug off called strikes if they're not in the zone and not in their zone. Drill. Next time you play, tell yourself, I'm only swinging at pitches in this box. Draw an invisible rectangle in the middle of the zone. Force yourself to let anything else go. Custom practice, take pitches, go in the custom practice, pick a tough pitcher and choose batting practice. Throw random pitch types. Just stand there and take them. Train your brain to read pitches early without the pressure to swing. This helps you see spin, break, and speed differences. So this is the reason why I left taking pitches here. Just so maybe if you guys were watching, maybe you guys were just looking at the pitches as they were being thrown. And hopefully that will help you as you're listening. Use the eye tests, pick up spin. Good hitters pick up spin immediately. I'm not perfect at this, but I have started to realize spin is really that important. Fastballs are straight, sliders have dot spin, changeups tumble. Yes, we know this. Similar to, you can slow your swing down in BP to see it. Some players even say the pitch type feels different at release. Practice enough and you'll feel it too. Important. Use strike zone 2 or high camera. Now, this is debatable. I think majority of all the top players say strike zone 1 is the meta or whatever, or strike zone high. I like strike zone 2. I find it more fun. You could definitely see the spin better with strike zone 1. I just see the ball better. I see the release better with strike zone 2. So this is a matter of preference. So don't go crazy if you can't hit on strike zone 1. Try other camera angles because, again, it's all about preference. So don't worry about what the top players are using. It's all about comfortability. So it says many top players use strike zone 2, which is not really that true. Or a custom high angle. Well, I can't really use a custom high angle, but they use strike zone high. This flattens the pitch plane so you can see if it's above/below the zone faster. Experiment with your camera until pitches look clear. A bad camera angle equals more chasing. Play one game only taking pitches. Now, I wouldn't do this on ranked if you're not trying to mess up your record, but you could do this with other game modes. Seriously, try playing a full game where you do not swing until you have 2 strikes. you'll see how many borderline pitches you were swinging at for no reason. You could actually do the not swinging at 2 strikes. There's a team build with the unfazed perk that I have on my TikTok account. I'm going to make a YouTube video about it as well. But yeah, I mean, you could do that on a ranked game for sure if you want to try it out. You'll see how many borderline pitches you were swinging at for no reason. It's humbling and powerful. Work counts like a pro. If you're behind, pitchers feed you junk, which is true. So take the first pitch unless it's perfect. If you're ahead 2-0 or 3-1, look for only your pitch. If it's not there, don't swing. Which is true. You statistically speaking in real MLB, if you're ahead in the count 2-1, 2-0, 3-1, more often than not you're going to get a strike. So just look for your pitch and maybe you'll get it. Baseball is a game of chances and numbers, right? Chasing gives them free outs, make them pitch your game. Absolutely. Track your swing feedback. We spoke about this before. After every at-bat, look at where you swung. Was it really a strike or did you chase a borderline? I don't get as upset if I chase a borderline pitch because I got beat. It's a good pitch. I'm not going to be mad at it. Unless I swung at a horrible pitch, then I'll be upset with myself. But if someone throws a low inside sinker that just drops below the zone, I ain't going to be mad if I swung at it. Over time, you'll see patterns. Maybe you chase high fastballs or low sliders more than you realize. I know I'm pretty bad at chasing changeups and sinkers sometimes when they're out of the zone. Play versus CPU on Legend. It sounds silly, but a few CPU games on Legend difficulty force you to work counts because the pitches are sharp and unpredictable. It's low stress and builds discipline. This is true. Mindset. Patience wins. Good players walk more than they strike out. One walk is as good as a single. I agree with this wholeheartedly, despite it's not sexy on the stat sheet. It doesn't matter. So take your free base. Focus on one pitch at a time. Don't think about results. Think, did I swing at the pitch I wanted? If yes, you're winning. Okay. So then it gave me a custom plan. And I know we've went over a lot, but I think, again, if you're trying to get better, this custom plan it would be very helpful. So train your eyes to pick up speed, pitch type, pick up pitch type, speed, and location. Build discipline to only swing at your pitch. Set up your practice. Go to custom practice. We already went over. Pick a toughest pitcher. Choose batting practice. Set pitch speed to Hall of Fame. I would suggest Hall of Fame, not Legend, unless you're a beast and you're trying to get to heights I'm not even close to yet, and you're practicing on Legend. Do that. Okay, so drill 1. The take drill, 5 to 10 minutes. Pick 3 to 4 pitch types. 4-seam fastball, slider, curveball, changeup. Randomize pitch type and location. Your job. Take every pitch. Do not swing. Focus only on tracking. Did you read the pitch spin, which is very important? Did you guess correctly what it was? Where did it end up? This is kind of fun, too. I've done this before, but I didn't really focus on it too much. But it is kind of fun because then you're kind of like, you're getting like elated every time you guess a pitch right. Zone hunt drill. Drill 2, 10 minutes. Pick a strike zone box, e.g. middle, third. Same pitch mix, random pitch types, which I wasn't really sure what that meant. Swing only if the pitch ends up in your box. Let everything else go, even if it's a strike on the corner. Focus on, did you swing only at your pitch? Was your PCI centered? Was your timing good? This builds discipline to hunt for damage pitches, not just any strike. So, I guess like, it's like practicing 1,000 kicks. It's like the Bruce Lee quote. He fears a man not who has practiced 10,000 kicks, but a man who has practiced 10,000. One of the only 10,000 kicks, or I'm butchering that. Basically, what he's trying to say is, for a guy who throws every single kick, he's only practiced it once. But if you practice throwing the same kick 10,000 times, then you're going to master it. That's the easier way to say that. So I think that's what this is trying to say. And I actually like this idea a lot. 2-strike battle drill. Start every at bat with 2 strikes. Now your goal is to protect, expand your zone a little, but still don't chase balls in the dirt or over your head. Foul pitches off, you can't drive, which is very important. This is what I try to do in game when I'm really locked in. If I know there's a pitch I can't hit, I'm just going to try to get a piece of it so I foul it off and maybe he'll give me something else. Stay alive as long as possible. This is very, very important. Even if you lose the at bat, you kind of win the war because now you kind of understand, or you're starting to see his pitch sequence and what he's going to throw you. This trains you to battle and lay off nasty chase pitches under pressure, 100%. Drill 4, sit fastball, react off speed, optional. Set the pitcher to throw mostly fastballs with an occasional slider or changeup. Approach, sit dead red fastball. If it's not a fastball, adjust or let it go. do not get caught in between. Be fully committed. So if you're sitting fastball, you must sit fastball. Unless you believe it could be a changeup, you got to be pretty convinced that it's a changeup or a slider. But if you recognize it's a fastball and you're convinced it's a fastball, then you swing as if it's a fastball. Don't worry about, excuse me, don't worry about looking foolish, swinging way too early, because then at that point you could just adjust in game too. So, this is just teaching you how to hit the fastball. How long to practice? Just 20 to 30 minutes is plenty. It's about quality reps, not grinding for hours. Do it 2 to 3 times a week, and you'll see results in real games fast. Key tip, track your focus. When you play real games, ask, did I chase fewer pitches? If you slip, go back to practice. It's all about building the habit to see more pitches, 100%. So it's saying, weekly hitting routine, 30 to 45 minutes per session. I mean, you could shorten this if if you're pressed on time. 3 days a week, custom practice. So just to recap, day 1, eye discipline, 5 to 10 minutes take drill, just watch pitches, pick your damage zone, 2-strike battle drill, and then review PCI placement and timing, what's off. Okay, I took a picture of that twice. Day 2, speed recognition, pick a pitcher with a high fastball and sharp off speed, 5 minutes sit fastball drill, 10 minutes mixing fastball slider changeup tunnels, practice reading spin early, call out pitch type out loud. Yes, out loud. So it doesn't hurt to do that, but to me it'd be a little distracting. Finish with a mini ranked game if you can. Apply it live. Day 3, sim games plus replays. Play 3 innings versus CPU on Legend. I mean, you could do whatever really you want with that. Do not swing until you have 1 strike. Did you chase bad pitches? If so, why? Was it high heat, low slider? Make a mental note, or you could write it down. Watch your replays, check PCI and swing timing or any pop outs or weak contact. Keep a tiny notebook or phone note. Jot down which pitch types you chase the most, which counts you chase in. All this stuff is a little extra, but it doesn't hurt to do. This makes your practice way more focused, which I agree. And that's the end of what I had screenshotted from ChatGPT. So that is the video. This was longer, way longer than I expected, but we broke down a lot. I hope this was helpful. Again, I'm going to be doing more ChatGPT-based stuff. I have a lot of fun ideas. Some of it might be considered cheating. I'll let you guys decide. But guys, thank you very much. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was very helpful and insightful. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video. I promise we're going to be doing more videos. I just had a rough few months with my setup and trying to get content going. If you want, follow my TikTok. I post a lot of stuff there too. And like I said, guys, thank you for watching the video. Peace.